Welcome to TecSArt in collaboration with Audio Motion. You will find here today the phono stage E-Glo. That's the top of the Czech brand European audio team. But first of all, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook and Instagram network. This is the phono preamp EAT E-Glo. It's a two chassis phono stage. The power supply is completely separate, and it is of course a linear power supply with big transformer inside. Each coil of the transformer is totally shielded, so to avoid interferences with the amplification stage above. It is a tube phono stage, and it has 4 ACC83 and 2 ACC88. It is a very easy to use preamplifier, actually fully unbalanced. There are two inputs, there is a MC and a MM. The gain is 40-60 dB in MM and 70 and 76 depending, we can change it for the MC cartridges. Easy to use because we can change the load on the cartridge very easily while we are listening. Just moving the button here, you can see we can change the load, and we have so many selections that basically we can find very easily while listening. This is very important, the best load for our cartridge. Same things for the MM cartridges, that this time is the capacity that moves. And also it has a 3 little switch here. That's one for the mute, one for the subsonic filter. This should be used. It's not a limit like many people think. Actually, it can be very useful. In fact, it's enough to watch at the woofer while you are listening. If you see that it's pumping, that is moving, which is very often the case, while the subsonic filter allow the woofer to remain in its position and basically to avoid the distortion coming from the speaker instead of 5 Hz, which we don't care in the listening, because anyway it's not something, a frequency that we can hear. So well, the last switch then is MC or MM, so just depending from which cartridge we use. So back to this phono stage, it is very silent, even if it's a tube, which is something that is quite uncommon. The tubes are known to be relatively noisy, but in this case it was very well thought. The input stage of the preamplifier has a transformer, is a Lundhal, so it's I think top of the line from Lundhal transformer, which is already stepping up the signal, and then the signal, once it's amplified and galvanically separated, so basically all the noises coming from grounding problems or whatever normally are not present anymore. This solution really helps to keep the circuit as very silent. Then we attack the amplification stage, which is tube. The RIAA correction is completely passive. Also is very silent, there is no distortion coming from. The look is nice, the finish is really very cared. You can choose it with a black panel on the side or a macassar panel. All the components are also inside selected, starting from the Lundhal transformer in the beginning. Then you have a Mundorf capacitor in the output, the rest of capacitor are Wima. Connection are Mundorf isolated in Teflon. Tubes themselves, we can see they use a cool damper. So basically the cool damper is a kind of heat sink, we can think at, which is not the right term because it's mostly a cylinder, even if it looks like a heat sink, that has the work not to dissipate the heat, on the other side to keep the heat inside. The tubes works better when it's hot, not when it's cold. Actually cold doesn't work a tube. So the fact that it's a cylinder, which is relatively high, and help to keep uniform the temperature inside the tube and higher than what is normally without of course damaging the tube. It also offers protection to radio frequencies interferences, and also it is made and mostly to kill all the microphonic effects, so when the glass of the tube cannot vibrate anymore. All this helps to keep the noise level very, very low, and this is one of the best things of this preamplifier, because listening to it we have a very clear and nice microdynamic and also dynamic. The tube itself is very dynamic. I mean, the tube has a swing that no transistor can have. So this is why I think this machine has to stay in our dream room, which is here and here in the middle of the rest of our best system. In this case, it's associated with an Origin Live Sovereign and Van den Hul cartridges. It's like Crimson Stradivarius. So here we go, please come and to listen to our system. I think it's worth the travel to come here in Bussy-Saint-Georges, and see you again very soon for another video. Thank you.